Oh shit. What's up? What up? What up? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the ACS Universe, the daily show. It's your boy ACS. And a little bit early, a little special, I guess, Memorial Day, a little short episode or whatever. Just want to jump on here and talk about some stuff. A lot of stuff has happened over the weekend that came out. And then this video comes out. Like I just woke up while ago and I see this video that several people have shared. I think I seen Meg shared this. Chris McCory, obviously director of the last few Mission Impossible films, had pitched this movie, pitched a Superman film with Henry Cavill to Warner Brothers after they worked together on Fallout, and we all know it. They denied it. They kicked back. They pitched it to Warner Brothers. They said no. So he sort of shares a little bit of what we could have had expected from his film. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Let me get some stuff over here. Get my background music up. So anyway, I hope everybody is enjoying the holiday. Obviously, this is one of them things where, you know, for people like me and other veterans across the world, this is not for us. This is not our day. This is actually pause that real quick. This is not our day. This is not for us because we're still able to, or we have the ability to still see loved ones and things of that nature. Today is for the ones who didn't make it home. Today is for the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice, who have given it all so that you and I and everybody else in this country can still walk around here and go to stores and buy stuff and go to the movies and do all this fun stuff, man. And so shouts out, man. Shouts out to the ones who didn't make it home. Cause I tell you what, I've been over there. It's pretty rough. So today, just want to remind everybody, just in case you it's not for the veterans, it's not Veterans Day. We get that. We get our props for that towards the end of the year. This is for the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice, man. So shouts out to all that didn't make it back, bro. Trust me. Wait a minute. Something else I want to find in here. Okay, let me get this back. What up, Drogo? What's good, bro? Hey, man, I might hit you up later, dog. Hey, that Deadpool picture you drew me, remember? I might need another one, man. I'm trying to think of something. And since I can't draw, I'm trash, and you're good at it, and you got that shit done really fast, bro. I don't want to put you on the spot, man. I mean, I ain't gonna need nothing immediately, but I was thinking a couple thoughts, man, and to hit you up with and see if you can help me out with some illustrations there. Okay, there was something I was looking for. Okay, I can't find it. Anyway, rest in peace, Peter David. He created it. Yes, that's what I had sent myself an email and now I can't find it. Yeah, Peter David, shouts out, man. Great comic book writer over the years. Yo, I seen some troubling stuff too, man. And I need William, man. I need William. William, you need to jump up in here. I need his expertise, because I'm pretty sure this might be common when it comes to people who've worked on comic books in the past, whether it be in different eras or whatever. But I seen something where that dude, Peter David, he was like broke. He was like having to do GoFundMes to pay his medical bills. And he has like these characters he created and these storylines that he's written that are larger than life. That's kind of crazy, man, to think you created some of this stuff that still gets used every single day in comics, and you having to do GoFundMes for medical bills, bro. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not going to act like I have any expertise on the matter. That's why I need William to jump up in here and give his on what he thinks about that aspect. But yeah, no, Peter David, shouts out, man. Shouts out. That was hold on, let me see if I got it. Nope, still not. Okay. Oh, he didn't get credit, so that would have been some. Okay, got you. Appreciate that, Drogo. Appreciate that. He did it. He set up a GoFundMe a few years ago, but he didn't get credit for Spider-Man 2099. Oh yeah, he did create that dude. That's right. Yeah, that's yo, man. You know that happens quite a lot though. That I've noticed, anyways, with the emergence of like blockbuster comic book films for the last 20 years, right? And like, or more than 20 years, but we know it's escalated in the past with the Marvel stuff. Yeah, he could have lived off if he didn't get the credit. Damn, dude. But it seems as though that kind of stuff just happens, man. People don't like to give credit where credit is due. I remember the Superman stuff when it comes to it's the Siegel family that didn't want to sort of what they're suing Superman for now to make sure to try not to get the movie released. What's good, Beltray? What's good, homie? Appreciate you stopping through. So anyway, like I said, Shouts out to everyone we lost who sacrificed the ultimate thing so that I can just do this, so that you can be watching me right now, so that you can be listening right now, right? So y'all know how I start off every show, and that is stuff I saw today.
What the hell is that?
All right, y'all, let's get it. Let me present this first off. Let's start here. All right. So first off, domestic box office for the weekend, biggest Memorial Day weekend of all time is what I have read. So obviously the top two movies right here. I'm gonna give my thoughts on Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Also coming up in this episode too, man, The Last of Us. I'm gonna give my thoughts on the finale. Couple issues that I had with it wasn't about the show. It was just the way that they decided to split up the content is sort of where some issues might arise there with your boy. We watched the first Hobbit last night. It was very good. Turns out we accidentally watched the extended. The Hobbit, bruh. How long is that? I can't remember, man, how long the first one was, the extended cut. I remember Lord of the Rings. You talking about 4-hour films. All right. So anyway, at the top of the box office, obviously Lilo and Stitch. From what I've heard, it's at a worldwide gross for this movie. It has already outgrossed the original animated film. I haven't seen it yet. I did enjoy the original Lilo and Stitch quite a bit. And from what I've heard, there's some issues some people have with the new Lilo and Stitch and how some of the characters were portrayed and things of that nature. Obviously, you're going to run into that with these live action adaptations. And it's crazy. Every time they come out with one now, this one hasn't been getting as much hate as like some of the other ones, like The Lion King and stuff. But like with the first one, when The Jungle Book came out, that movie made a billy quick. And it was like hardly any complaints. But I think if you go back and watch that movie, there are some issues there as well with the live action. But so Lilo and Stitch at number one, $183 million domestically. I don't see the worldwide on here. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning came in at number two. This movie also this Memorial Day, the end of May has so many like anniversaries for movies that I love that have come out over the years in the summertime. All these Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom came out the other day. What was it, 33 years or something like that? Temple of Doom. So like, and I'm gonna be talking about Star Wars and Return of the Jedi, which both released pretty much on the same weekend, albeit 6 years apart. So 42 years for Return of the Jedi, 47 for Star Wars. So Final Destination Bloodlines at number 3, Thunderbolts at number 4, Sinners still up in the top 5, making some billy. As you know, that movie's supposed to be coming out on digital in June, right around my birthday. The Last Rodeo at 6, Friendship at 7, a Minecraft movie, The Accountant 2, still need to see that, and Hurry Up Tomorrow at number 10. So there you have it. That's the box office for the weekend. Biggest Memorial Day in history, dog. People got back to the movies in a big way this weekend. My showing of Mission Impossible, I had to go to like an earlier showing on Saturday, so kind of a midday showing, and mine was not exactly full, but when you have the movie showing in like 7,000 auditoriums, like it's going to kind of be like that, especially in my little small part of Georgia that I live in, right? So anyway, let me get this down here. Again, like I was saying, Temple of Doom, 41st anniversary. Today is the 41st anniversary of the wide release of Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom in U.S. theaters. What was your favorite memory of the film? The bridge scene is always iconic. The movie is dope. I remember being scared shitless when the dude starts pulling hearts out through the flesh of the chest and shit like that. But so great thing right there. Again, let me just go ahead and jump right into this right here. I'm going to talk about these right here. First off, Star Wars and Return of the Jedi. Obviously, 6 years apart was the release for these two films. Star Wars started this iconic journey that we all know and love. Big time Star Wars fan here. I'm always talking about it. And this movie, like, sort of created something. Star Wars is a moment in history, right? It's not just a movie. It's a literal time where, like, special effects changed. The meaning of the term blockbuster film was like defined by Star Wars when it first came out, and all those years ago in 77. It changed everything. Biggest movie of all time. There's so many accolades you could talk about when it comes to Star Wars and how it just changed the film industry in general. And then Return of the Jedi. Look, Star Wars, as you always know, my favorite in this trilogy is the middle film that I talked about last week with Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi was you got the opening sequence, man, at the Jabba's palace. where Luke comes in, which is I think that's still my favorite sequence in the film. You have one of the best sort of space dog fights that you've ever seen on screen captured when as Lando and the boys wait for Han and the team to get the shield down on Endor. Just a lot of stuff, man. And the very ending last shot that I know it was changed over time as Hayden Christensen became part of Star Wars lore and things of that nature that sort of best portray the history that they made after the prequel trilogy was released. It's just a good movie, man. It's just an excellent film. Is it by far? I think it's the weakest of the three, but when I say the weakest, that by no stretch does that mean, by no stretch does that mean that the movie's terrible at all. And it gave us at the time the best lightsaber fight we had ever gotten, right? The Vader-Luke fight at the end, before as Vader tries to get Luke to succumb to the dark side, and as Palpatine is sort of tricked the Rebel Alliance into this thing, and all of a sudden they start getting attacked, and the starbase is fully operational. All of that shit, man. All of that shit was put together well, and I gotta appreciate it, man. Return of the Jedi is one of my not just one of my favorite Star Wars films, one of my favorite films in general. And Star Wars started it all off. I do realize it's a bit of a it does. I will say this, after watching Andor and watching Rogue One again, Star Wars A New Hope sort of it gets a little different feel to it, right? I seen this joke somebody posted with it was showing like that last clip of Andor, the last episode, and it says all these dudes right here in like a week they're gonna be giving medals to two fools they don't even know, and that was true. That was true. That was true. Everybody on there on Yavin and shit, right? So anyway, also I did want to bring something else up as we get back to stuff I saw today. I did see something where Doomsday, right? I seen this picture of somebody where obviously Avengers Doomsday pushed back to the same release day as Dune 3, Dune Messiah. I'll just say this about that entire situation. I will watch Dune Messiah 17 times before I watch Doomsday. Obviously, Doomsday has already moved, so we're probably can expect it to stay on that date. And I heard William talking about it. I think Dune Part 3 should move up to November if they, and I'm just trying. I don't understand what Marvel was trying to do with dropping it. They had to know Dune was coming out on that day. They had to know Dune Messiah was releasing on that weekend in December next year. So for them to just drop that on that date was kind of I don't know if they were trying to. If you're trying to recreate Barbenheimer, you're not going to. Barbenheimer was such an organic, like, it just came about. The two movies were released on the same day, totally different movies. Neither one of them were not action adventures. Like, you had Barbie and you had this super 3-hour drama, Oppenheimer, and they both released on the same weekend. Both looked as though they probably couldn't pull from each other's box office, so they released. They kept it the same, and people loved it. We saw both of them on that opening weekend. But you can't recreate Barbenheimer, so I think Dune Messiah is going to have to move up. But if they keep it the same, if they keep the release dates the same, your boy will be watching Dune way before I see Doomsday. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. If I can only see one movie that weekend, you best believe it's going to be it's going to be Dune Messiah, bro. The Doomsday can wait. That's what y'all get for moving that shit up there like that. I am way more anticipating Dune Messiah way more than I am the other one. All right, and also something that came out last week, y'all check it out. Zack Snyder posted this picture, and then it opened up all the speculation that normally would come with this kind of picture gets posted online. You got Zack, you got Jim Lee, you got hanging out on Memorial Day weekend. Look at them, man. Dirty shoes. Look like they've been out there getting into it. Zack with the signature camera, strapped around the midsection. This is cool, man. This is cool. I take nothing from this but these two dudes hanging out, man. And then of course here we go. Zack activated. Yes. So this picture was cool to see, man. LeBron and Jordan, the two goats. Yeah, they are two goats right there. And I take nothing from this, bro. I don't know. I'll take nothing from this. I mean, I heard people talking about it. If this means Jim Lee's gonna be drawing some Snyderverse stuff, hey, cool with me, bro. I take it in any way, shape, or form that it comes. Give me that, right? But anyway, so I thought that was cool. Obviously, stuff like that comes out and it sets the internet ablaze. Something else I saw. Let's get this up here. I try to go without so much tabs. People complain about how many tabs I got on the screen, so I'm trying to go without them, and it's throwing a wrench in the gears, bro. So I saw this John Wick timeline, just in case anybody didn't know, Ballerina, which is coming out in just about a couple weeks. The timeline, it comes in between part 3 and part 4. We already know that they're talking about bringing John Wick back again. I didn't for an instant think that he was dead at the end of 4. I just thought, okay, y'all gonna leave it like that and not come out with another one. I guess he is dead, but it just that kind of thing. When you see that kind of death in this kind of movie, where you've seen people get shot 1,000 times and still get up, yeah, the dude ain't dead. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, let's see. You know what? Let me get this. Let me do this here because I'm messing myself up, man. Let's see. Got that one out of there. All right. So this right here, I'm hearing that this might not even be true no more. So this thing, theater ceiling collapses on woman watching Final Destination film. I saw that and I posted it to my story and I was like, what? You know, this is odd shit. Obviously, somebody said she got the full experience. Y'all cold-blooded, man. Did she survive? Because now they got to go say, yeah. So if this did really true happen, I've seen it a whole bunch of other places as well, which led me to believe that it's true. But then also I see some people talking about it might not be true. So that there's that possibility right there that it might be just some bullshit, man. Let's see. All right, let's get to this right quick, man. Let's get to this right quick. So this is the video I was talking about that came out. If you didn't know, Christopher McQuarrie, who has directed the last 3 Mission Impossible films, sort of worked on in Mission Impossible Fallout with Henry Cavill, who was at the time still Superman in the DCEU, and they got together and they pitched a Superman film to Warner Brothers, right? That I think a lot of people were behind. Henry Cavill would still be wearing the cape and all of these kind of things. And so he pitched this film, and obviously we all remember Warner Brothers said no. They were like, nah, we ain't down with that decision. So finally, some news, or Chris McQuarrie has talked about on Happy Sad Confused podcast, talking about some of the things that they were going to try to do with the Superman film, and it does sound pretty damn smooth. It sounds pretty epic. Obviously, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
The first 5 minutes of my Superman movie, which was imagine you remember Pixar's Up?
Sure.
A sequence with no dialogue that covered that character's.
Yeah.
Okay. The first 5 minutes of the movie was a setup after which you knew exactly what made Superman tick,
yeah,
and exactly what Superman was most afraid of, and why Superman made the choices that he made. And it would have been epic. It would have been epic. In 5 minutes, the scale of the movie would have been absolutely extraordinary. And the other thing, and I hope that anybody who watches this movie that enjoys the end of this movie walking away, that's the feeling I would want you to walk away from, because that's really what Superman is about. It's about hope, and it's about it being inspiring, and it's and the joy that character created. I don't think you need to live in the shadow of Donner's Superman.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to live in the shadow of
100.
John Williams' score.
100.
But you do need to recognize that movie captured better than any other, with respect to everyone that has followed. It captured better than any other the heart of that character.
Yeah.
The problem with Superman is that when they constantly are trying to create bigger and bigger and bigger obstacles for a character with infinite power, Donner understood, and all the best sequences in Superman understand, that Superman's greatest obstacle is himself, followed potentially by Green Lantern.
All right.
So there you have it. Chris McQuarrie talking about Superman, his plans, what he would have done with the character had he been given the opportunity to direct a Superman film. Obviously, Cavill would have been on board, because that's what I heard that the discussions really started was on the set of Mission Impossible Fallout. So that would have been cool, man. That would have been cool. Obviously, I love the comments about not standing in the shadow the Donner stuff because you just can't. You just can't. That's one of the things. One of the things when it comes to the new Superman movie that sort of has taken me out is the Donner theme in the trailer. I'm as much as I love that theme, as much as that it means to me, because again, that was my introduction way back in the day when I was a child. I don't want to that sort of that to me that Superman themes belongs with Christopher Reeves' Superman, and I think that every Superman that comes out, you should have a new theme. You should want to blaze your own sort of path when it comes to that, right? So honestly don't know how much you're going to hear that theme in the hold on, in the movie, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, let's get back to it. All right, get back to it. I'm kind of running long here as I normally do. Okay, couple things I'm gonna bring up real quick. Obviously when it comes to that, when it comes to the Chris McQuarrie stuff and Tom Cruise, as I get to this subject right here, we're going to talk. Now, I'm going to give not many big spoilers for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, but some things, I'm not going to spoil the ending because I did like the way they ended it, though. Let me get to this. Let's see. Top Gun, got some of that right there. Couple news that he did in an interview where he came out with some, just talking about a couple things. All right, so Mission Impossible, man. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I don't know where I would rank it Mission Impossible wise throughout the entire franchise for myself. I do know that the number one film on my list is still the first Mission Impossible. That movie is just Mission Impossible 1. It's just my son had not watched the entirety of it, so we watched it yesterday. And it just hits just as hard. Some of the VFX are kind of Emilio Estevez's face still gets clapped down by that elevator shaft in it, but it's still my favorite. Okay, but this movie does not disappoint. This movie takes it. The ass clenching moments, the cheek clenching moments are there from the get. All the way through. There's a submarine scene where he has to go to this sub that's been abandoned. It's been on the water for like 15 years or some shit. And the sub is like rolling down a careen, like a cliff underwater. And add that in with the depressurization and everything that comes with being that deep, 500 feet underwater, whatever it was. And it was incredible, dude. It was incredible. It was one of those, I literally was on the edge of my seat, like for real, like sitting, leaned up, trying to watch this while I hurt my back last week, and I probably didn't need to be sitting in the movie theater doing that, but I just couldn't help it. The movie was great. It kept me on edge, and I was, obviously wanted to know how they were going to end this thing, and I think that was a perfect ending. When it first ended, I thought, man. And then I thought, no, this is perfect. This is exactly how a movie, how these people, how these characters, larger than life characters, should move on with their lives. Shouts out to all the actors who have been in this franchise. I'll go deeper in this at another day, probably at the next show I do this week, where I'll get more into the spoilers of it. But the stunts were fantastic. I thought that obviously great fight scenes and stuff in this one too, but I still, best fight scene in the entire Mission Impossible franchise is still in Fallout, the bathroom scene with Ethan Hunt and Henry Cavill's character, and what was it? I can't remember what they called the dude. But anyway, that's still my favorite fight scene in the Mission Impossible franchise. It comes from Fallout. That scene in the bathroom is just dope. Watching that dude whoop Henry Cavill and Ethan Hunt's ass all over that fucking bathroom is just, it's absolutely incredible, man. So, but still, the movie, again, maybe by the end of this week, by next time when I go live, probably Thursday, I'll be able to maybe rank the movies, all 8 of them in order. And don't automatically think that 2 is going to be last. I'm not a 2 hater. I think 2 is great. Is it the best one? Absolutely not. But I do like Mission Impossible 2. Let's see. I think it was a great send-off, man. A great send-off. And I do have I know that the Oscars, and I wasn't doing back live shows when the stunt category had been announced for the Academy Awards. It's kind of funny that the stunt category got announced for next year's Oscars on the year when the final Mission Impossible will be up for consideration, right? I think it's a foregone conclusion. I think that this award should be voted on. The stunt award for the Academy Awards should be voted on by stunt performers. Nobody else but stunt performers should get to do that, because what's going to happen is what you're going to see, and what I think is going to happen, I could be wrong, but I think that this very first stunt Oscar is automatically going to Tom Cruise and the entire crew for the Mission Impossible movies. They're just going to do it because there is a movie that he'll have out that's eligible for consideration, and because of his lifelong stunt work in this entire franchise. And do I think that's right? Not necessarily, because there's probably I'm sure there's probably movies out there that came out there that this year that's probably going to have better stunt work than Mission Impossible. But Mission Impossible is always gets the top nods when it comes to that, right? So, yeah. So since I didn't get to give my thoughts when they announced the award, the Academy Award for stunts, I thought, yeah, that's perfectly aligning with the final Mission Impossible movie coming out. I think it's a foregone conclusion Cruise gets that Oscar next year. Maybe he takes a step back and say, no, give it to some, which Tom Cruise is an actual stunt performer now. I'm not trying to take that credit away from him. He is one of the best. Holy shit. But I'm just saying, I think that correlates itself, lines up exactly with the fact that this is the last one. So again, pull up a couple things. Hideo Kojima has some words. Went to see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning in IMAX. It begins with Tom greeting the audience and ends with the glance he throws our way. It does. This wasn't a film about Ethan Hunt saving the world from the threat of digital domination. It was a film about Tom Cruise putting his life on the line in a desperate struggle to save cinema itself, which is slowly vanishing from the world. It was a movie of a man who lives and breathes film. I still want to see him keep making the impossible possible. I hope this series continues. At 61, I'm proud to be a follower of Tom, who's 62. Obviously, you get a couple pictures right here. This right here was insane, dude. Underwater, insane. The end of the movie, I mean, it did normal what Mission Impossible does. It kept you on the edge of your seat until the final thing. Christopher McQuarrie says he's cracked the story for Top Gun 3. It's already in the bag. Okay. Let's see what they come with that. Also, Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are having a very serious talks about Les Grossman project. They riff scenes with Cruise as a character while filming Mission Impossible 8. They're debating whether he should be a lead or supporting character. The conversations about it are so fucking funny. Okay, real quick thoughts. He should be a supporting character. The supporting character alongside somebody else who's not as funny as Lex Grossman's going to be. And let's see how that plays out. That's just my take. Yeah, I really would like to see that, though. I really would like to see that. So, yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout, man. Again, next show this week, I'll go into deeper when it comes to spoilers because it's still kind of fresh on people. Hell, some people might be going to see it in just a little bit. It is still Memorial Day weekend. Make sure I got. Let's see. All right. We are officially 1 year away from the release, or yesterday, 1 year away from the release of GTA 6. I'm sure everybody knows about that. Let's see. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's jump to this, man, real quick. Let me end this thing off. Oh man, I forgot it. Dang it. Give me just a second, y'all. Give me just a second. Anyway, I hope everybody's weekend has been going well. It's last topic to get to, man, and I messed around and didn't do something correctly. Give me just a second. I'm working on it. Dude, I thought that some of the characters too, man. Mission Impossible, there's some throwbacks there that was dope. Throwback to the very first film, man. And you know, the breaking into Langley, obviously I did a greatest scenes of all time episode on that scene. The breaking into Langley, that's still one of my favorite action sequences in the entire franchise, right? And so like they do some callbacks to that I thought were very, very well done. And okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Apologies, man. I that was an oversight on your boy's part. My nose getting stopped up, bro. All right, here we go. They're gonna bounce me from music. All right. So before I bounce, I'm gonna talk about The Last of Us, man, season 2. Obviously, as with everything these days, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of complaining. I got on that last week about The Last of Us, the game fans whining about season 2. And because it just, I'll say it again. You're lucky, man, that people are putting that much care into this series. It's almost like big time fans of the games are like, oh my God, they did this scene so well, but fuck y'all, because y'all had Ellie say something in this episode when she should have said it in the 3rd episode. God damn it. And I'm like, bruh, seriously? Y'all are whining about that. Again, remember, I'll always go back to this. Remember how Halo fans feel. Remember Halo fans of that game, hardcore fans, Halo fans. Think about how they got treated when it came to the series that they got. I bet you now complain about The Last of Us, because if you tell me it's pretty damn spot on. I thought the second season was great. I will say this. I have a couple theories. Obviously, I've said this before, and it's not really a spoiler. In the game, you do not find out what Abby's problem is with Joel until almost the end. You don't find out. And it's like it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It makes you hate Abby, which I'm pretty sure they gave you her motivations at the beginning of the season, and you still hate Abby if you're watching the show, probably. So anyway, so you hate Abby and you don't understand why she killed Joel. So you play this whole game, right? This whole hours-long game to get to the end, and then you find out exactly why Abby hated Joel, why she wanted to kill Joel. By that point in time, you hate her so much you don't even you don't sympathize with her, right? Because you've been playing the game. You kind of realize you're like, oh, that makes sense, but still, fuck that bitch. That's exactly how I still was. I'm pretty sure some hardcore gamers were like that. So I think I have a theory, because as you see in the show, they gave away her motivations right off the rip. First episode of the second season, you find out that her dad was killed by Joel, and that's why she wants to kill him. And I think that they did that. And if this is the reason, my theory is that they didn't want Caitlin Devers, the actress who plays Abby on the show, which she's already got some online hate anyway. I think they tried to minimize the hate that she had. Because imagine she kills Joel right at the beginning, right? You don't know why, which I thought is the better way to do it, right? Is to not tell nobody why, because it works so well in the game. But the fact that they didn't do that it didn't kill the show for me, like it still has for a lot of people, right? So give me a second. Y'all check. Yo, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. My nose was running really bad. I was trying to hurry up and get done before it's up. So anyway, so that didn't ruin the show for me, but they made the decision to tell everybody exactly what Abby's motivations were. So I think they were thinking that that would prevent people from absolutely hating on her, at the actress, the entire second season. Because that's what happens these days, right? People see a show, they don't like the actress who plays the character, or they don't like something the character does, or they don't like the character's skin color, or they don't like the fact that the character, you know what I'm saying, is a woman, and they complain about everything these days without even giving shit a chance. And so, like, I think they made the decision to let everybody know that, hey, whoa, Abby's not that evil. Now, Joel did blow her dad's fucking brains out, so this is why she's doing this, to prevent people from watching the entire season, hate watching, right? I hope that's not the reason, but I have a theory that kind of makes sense to me, right? Because why else would you put that out there that early, when that's such a driving force in the game to make you keep playing it? Is that why the fuck did Abby just kill Joel, right? And then you don't find out till late in the game. So a couple scenes that I did not think I didn't know how they were going to do in the show. The scene with Abby with Ellie and the pregnant female at the end of this episode, the finale, was pretty much spot on from the game. That scene happens pretty much like that. It's fun. It's always fun for me as a person who's played both games several times. My wife has not, so it's when she watches something. And normally we have to watch the show separately because we work third shift, both of us. So like when the show comes out, we'll both be at our separate jobs. And since we ain't waiting, we'll normally watch the show separately. And then when we get home in the morning, we'll watch it together. But it's always fun to explain to her, well, this is how they did it in the game. It's just a cool fucking thing, man, to watch it, right? I thought some of the pacing was a little bit off in the finale, just because. But again, that comes from me because I played the game and I understand and know exactly how some of that shit plays out. I will say this: if they were going to split the game the way that they've done it, right, where you have the second game being split into 2 seasons and maybe 3 seasons, if you listen to Craig Maggs, the guy one of the showrunners, right? I think if you're going to split the season into 2, you can't have this gap. I'm sorry, dude. For hardcores like me and hardcore fans of the game who's played the game on several occasions, I'll wait years for the next season. I'll wait. And but the general audience, the general viewer, they might not. And I think having to wait 2 years, I'll say it like this: the finale of the second season of The Last of Us was not strong enough to wait 2 years to come back. And I understand what happened. Season 3 got greenlit the day season 2 premiered. The same thing happened with last year with season 1. You got about midway through that first season, and then season 2 was greenlit. So I think they should have moved faster. because I'm gonna tell you right now, again, hardcores like me, I'm waiting. I'll wait 4 or 5 years for another season of The Last of Us. But the general audience member who doesn't have a sort of you know, I'm talking about who hasn't been watching or hadn't played the game and doesn't have a pre-existing love for this content, they might not wait, man. And I don't think that the ending of the second season was strong enough either. It was for me, but I don't think it was strong enough for the basic viewer to like be like, oh my God, I can't wait for 2 years to come out, right? So they should have had season 3 ready to go next year. Season 3 needs to be ready to pop off in like in May or June of next year. That's all. That's plain and simply how it needs to be. Now we're gonna have to wait 2 years, and I hope that this doesn't hurt the show's viewership. But 2 years is a long time to wait, especially when you ended the season the way that you did. Hey, there's my wife right there tuning in. So yeah, that's what I think. If you're going to split the season up the way that they did, season 3 needs to be right here on the heels of season 2. It just needs to be right there. I don't think that, you know, just waiting 2 years for me is fine, but for the general watcher, it's a tough ask, right? Hey, look at these episodes that weren't as good as this first season of the show that we gave you. And I know a lot of stuff is confusing, and now you're going to have to watch, you know, you're going to have to watch a whole season from the perspective of somebody who you absolutely hate because they killed your favorite character in the show, right? So also, let me remind people, in The Last of Us Part 2, the game, right after Abby kills Joel, I mean, immediately after that, the next playable content in that game, you're Abby. So you have to kill Joel. You're pissed off. You're like, what the fuck? What the hell? And then you immediately have to play as Abby. That sucked. I'll tell you what, doing that, I had to pause the game for a second and be like, is y'all motherfuckers really gonna do this? Y'all really gonna have this motherfucker bust his head with a golf club, and now I got the golf club in my hand. Like, what the hell? So, second season of The Last of Us, I thought it was great for me as a game player. Again, I'll say it. I love the fact that we don't know, as a gamer, as the person who's played the game, I don't know everything that's gonna happen because they changed some shit, and I enjoy that. They didn't keep it exactly the same, which is fun for me, and it's fun for other people who played the game because you get a little surprise in there, like the viewer who's watching it for the first time, right? You get a little bit of that. So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the character. I thought Bella Ramsey is Ellie to me. She pulled together some of those scenes from the game, in live action that were just incredible. Tommy was great. That scene at the end, obviously Jesse catches one to the face. And you know, that's in the game just like that, man. It's crazy. It is really crazy how it is just like that. And for me, if you're a fan of the game, you truly love the games and you love all the narrative choices that they made in both games, then I think you shouldn't. I don't see how you can have a problem with this live action adaptation, bro. I just can't see it. And how much care they've taken to reproduce some of the most iconic scenes from the game and to see those things in live action executed the way that they are. Much love to it, man. And I can't wait for season 3. Like I said, I'm a wait, but I thought it was the decision to have this. They should have already started season 3, dude. Like already, I know the actors in the show all have other acting gigs and jobs, but I don't think they should have ended season 2 like that with season 3 that far away. It's just, to me, it wasn't a strong enough, like, y'all motherfuckers, come on back in 3 years. Cause I know y'all gonna be here in 2 years. Like, I didn't see it ending that good that says, hey, yeah, we'll all be back in 2 years. So, I think it's still gonna be successful. I just think The Last of Us is going to be kind of far from people's minds, obviously, in 2 years, right? There's no other way. Between season 1 and 2, you had a lot of things that could happen with the games where they were, you know, upgraded to PS5 or remastered or put on PC finally. Like those kind of things happen in between the first 2 games to keep The Last of Us relevant on the mind, right? So what's going to come out between season 2 and 3 to keep us relevant, right? They've already remastered both games. They're going to announce a third game. I mean, I hope they wouldn't just rush to announce a third game just to keep people's minds fresh on The Last of Us, because that doesn't work out that good, so to speak. So, man, I don't know. But again, I was very satisfied with season 2 of The Last of Us. And, by the way, Chris McCoy was talking about he was going to have Green Lantern in the Superman movie if he would have gotten to make it. So, again. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their holiday. Once again, Shouts out to all that gave the ultimate sacrifice, man. The ultimate sacrifice so that we can still be here and you know, that you guys can watch me do this and that I can even get on here and stream. Right? So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your holiday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you guys in a few days. Peace out.